Hello everyone. It's Tuesday evening and it's 7 o'clock. My name is Dawn and I go by Busymomstitcher here on YouTube. And tonight we are going to be stitching this piece. It's called Pizza and Pocket, and it's by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. So if you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know what you're stitching on tonight. Let me know if anything doesn't look right. Alyssa says, hello, everyone. Hello. All right, so this is the piece that I'm going to be stitching. And currently I've only had 300 stitches in it. So, hi, Tina. So currently I only have 300 stitches, and so yeah, we're just gonna see how much we can do. And I am working in a saga, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do some fiddling with my screen real quick. Soft Stitches says, hello everyone, hello. Missing Stitchin says, hi from early morning in Finland. It's 3 a.m. My name is Maya. Hi, Maya. Stitching Oregon says, hello. I'm still stitching on my Till Death piece from the Stamp Stitch Club. And then Tina says, I'm hoping for a finish tonight. It's a non-full coverage called Dear Santa. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Okay. I think I am set. It looks a little blurry. Why do we look blurry? Okay, maybe I just need to zoom out. I don't know. I'm not sure if my camera is picking up my phone right now. So hold on a second. I'm not sure if it looks like it should be. It's not though. You guys are frozen, I think. Hello, Laura. Oh, there's my hands. Hi, Melon. Hi, Grace. Okay. I think we're good. Does it look okay? I hope so. Let me know if it doesn't look okay. To me, it looks fine. So we're going to start with this block right here. And I'm going to do these park threads first. So the first number is going to be 817. What's everyone stitching on tonight? Stitching Oregon says, I'm working on a sampler from Prairie Schooler. I have surgery on Thursday, so I'm soaking up the last couple of days of stitching. Yeah, that sounds like fun. And Tracy says, hi. Suki says, hello. So today I had the day off. I had some appointments today, so I got that taken care of. And then me and my daughter decided to go get our nails fixed up because it was time. Okay, I get situated here. And I'm going to try my hardest not to hit things, hopefully. South Stitches says, still working on 100 owls. And again, I'm just going to mention it just so everyone knows. My daughter's room is above me. So if you hear her, I'm not, she's up there. It sounds like she's talking to, I don't know if herself or on the phone or what, but just so you know, I'm not going to stop her from doing what she needs to do right now. Okay, there's a reason why I can't see right now because I don't have my glasses on me. So then I'm going to go to my next park thread. And it's going to be 606. I'm going to change some settings on my saga real quick. I kind of like the box all the way filled now. So I saw that on Chris's video. And I changed mine. So I kind of like the box all filled out in Saga. All right, 606. Laura says, of course, I join you in Pizza Pocket. Woohoo, laughing out loud. Yay. It's a fun one, I hope, once I start getting into things. Yeah, if I ever get into things. I'm still trying to figure out what's comfortable, especially with these bigger pieces with all this fabric. I need to watch. I was trying to find Yogi's video of how she wrapped her fabric around the thing, and I can't find it. So. I might have to adjust something here soon because it's not very comfortable tonight. I might have to adjust the stand. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shoot. Lynn says, hi, Dawn. Hope you are okay. Yep, I'm good. 3. Tuesday night. I have to work tomorrow morning, but I have a short week. I have a short week. There's a knot in my thread. Right. That's good because now I'm going to pin it. And then after I pin this, I might move something. I might move this board for a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm going to see how that is. See if that's better on my arm. It's trying to get the right thing, and I think actually one more thing. Maybe I'll put that up higher. Okay, 606 needs to go on the board. What's the weather been like for everyone? It's kind of nice and kind of warm today. I don't even know how cold or how hot it got. My next number is 666. And before the live, I decided to see if I had all my thread on my needle board that I'm working in this box, just this box. And if I didn't, I fixed it up so I would have it. So it would be a little bit easier tonight. But, all right. 1, 2, 3. Nope, right here. 1, 2, 3. I think it's the fabric that's on the side of this that's kind of hurt my arm. I don't know if I could do a left under. That might be easier. Oops. And I'm really trying not to make it so jumpy. So I'm sorry if it is. We'll see if it worked. It's a little bit more. Let's see if I can stab it in the back with my left hand. That's awkward. All right, so then this one. So anyways, today me and my daughter went to get our nails done and we went to a different place. And sometimes you just want to get your nails painted and that's it. And this lady that was doing my nails, she was like, "Do you want a flower?" Like, I'm already spending enough money, but yeah, I guess I'll do a flower. So I did a flower on my fingernail. Yeah. Let's see, and then we went to Sonic's for lunch. It was okay. Nothing exciting for lunch. Tonight for dinner we had taco bowls. We always eat, most of the time when I do my menu, I have tacos on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday. So our taco bowls consist of taco meat. I put rice in it, and then we do black beans and corn, tomatoes, salsa, sour cream, cheese. And then we eat it with, my daughter ate it with chips tonight. I ate it just plain. Oh, and then we put lettuce on it too. So that was our dinner tonight. Tomorrow night she has a hair appointment, so we'll probably pick up something on our way home, because I won't have time to cook. I try to cook every night, just because it's more healthier and I really don't want to spend a lot of money. And so most of the time I just want to come home after work. But I do not cook on Fridays. I usually I don't want to cook on Fridays, especially after a long week. So usually Fridays, it's up in the air. Sometimes it's pizza night. We'll just get a pizza. This is going to be a lot of this red, orangey color right now, because I'm in this, I think it's the wallpaper, or, the wall that I'm in. So, let's see. Dragon Lady says, "Howdy, busy mom. Hey, chat. How is everyone still on Tempting Tangle Sal?" Melon says, "Working on Everheart right now." And then Michelle Fuller says, "Hello, everyone." Hello. I have that Everheart chart, but I haven't started it. Next color is 900. It should be on my board. It's an orange. Turtle Stitcher says, hello, Stitchy friends. Hello. How are you? This is an orange color. Trying to get the groove here. Have to get started, get warmed up. I did stitch earlier. So I already did my 100 stitches for my toy shop. I did that this morning. And then for my non-full coverage, today was supposed to be Halloween City by Groshetta Go-Go. So I already got that all done. There's another Michelle. She says, hello, everyone. Solar Wind says, hi, Busy Mom, joining for the first time. Hello. Do you do the spooky bingo too? Well, I don't. I mean, you can if you want to do spooky bingo, but I don't have the things like, sorry, I was looking at something. I don't have what Yogi has, but you can say spooky bingo if you like. Or you can just shout out bingo. This color has 21 stitches. This is different than last night because last night I was, literally it was one stitch here, one stitch there. Solar Wind says, oh, thank you. Oh. Gracie says, do you work mini to max and by DMC number? Or if so, how do you set that up in Saga? So actually, I do not do that. I actually just do DMC number. And so in order to do that in, let me put this needle here. In order to do that in Saga, here, let me blow it up. You're going to go over to that big X. And then I go to, I think it's the car. It's the car. Maybe not the car. The circle A. Yeah, circle A. And see how I have, I hope you can see that. I have by the number, it's the third one that you check. And then I have the little car that auto navigates the next color. So I first do my park threads. So let's say one of my park threads was 906. And that was my last park thread. Then it's going to start doing it by the number. So 906, so let's say the next number was 930. So it'll mark, then it will do the 930, not like go start with 1. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I do mine. I do it by the number. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps, Grace. And Michelle says, look at you in your nudge. Yeah, we were fighting today, this nudge hoop, and I changed it around a little bit. Yesterday I had it kind of like in the pocket. I guess that's how you call it, what you say. But today I put it so it's more of a drum, I think. I think it's better. I think that's how you say it. It feels a little bit more tighter, so I'm hoping, but it was not fun getting in the the nudge. Solar One says, are you using Saga markup or Pattern Keeper? I'm using Saga. I prefer Saga over all of them, actually. But if I'm not using Saga, then my next choice is Mark RXP. I don't hardly ever use Pattern Keeper. Dragon Lady says, I meant to tell you last night how well I thought you did for the first time streaming. Really good. Oh, thanks, Dragon Lady. I was a little bit worried. And I'm always worried that I'm never going to have enough to say. So that's that's another thing. And Gracie says, yes, it does. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, let me figure out where I was at. Let's see. I'm down here. Then I have to remember to put my reading glasses on when I take them off to look at the computer. So I know Susan went on live earlier this morning, and Yogi took the day off again. So I don't think there was anyone else streaming that today. Has there been, or did I miss them? Solar Wind says, I like to use Saga, but the PDF situation is difficult. Yeah, that is difficult. I just use my Android for Paradise, Cross Stitch Paradise. That's how I convert mine. But I have had patterns that don't work, so then I just put it in Mark RXP. But most of my patterns, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but most of my patterns are Haid, so they go in Paradise pretty well. I feel like my arms aren't right tonight for some reason. I have to get used to stitching in this contraption because I'm used to putting my hand to the side, and it won't work that way. So I have it underneath, and I'm not used to that, so I'm not sure about it yet. I think I need to go here. I think I messed up. I sure did. Oh, I got a frog. Not that it will be any different because they're all the same colors. Hi, Nikki. Solar says, yeah, Google doesn't do that anymore. I just had to frog that one. I put in the wrong thing. I think it goes here. Yeah. Where's Sigs when you need them? No one caught it but me. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to go. Let me mark some of these so I'm not getting confused. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm over here. I'm going to do over here, I think. Did everyone work today? Did anyone take an extra day off because of Memorial Day yesterday? Since my daughter is not working for the summer because she works at a high school, I do get to sleep in a little bit more in the morning because I won't have to take her to work And where I work, I just I literally could walk there if I wanted to, but I drive. It's a 2-minute drive for me, so I'll be able to sleep in or get more stitching done tomorrow morning. That's how I get some of my stitching done. The amount of stitching I get done is stitching in the morning. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm drinking water with grape splash stuff. It's from Walmart. Okay, where am I at? I got these done, and this one, and that one. That one, and that one. When the colors are all the same, kind of like looking, it's kind of hard to see where you're going next. I do feel like I feel like I'm stitching slower, if that's even possible. Okay, I'm messing up here. Oh lordy, this doesn't go here. Reverse stitching on this one. Lynn says it's very hot in England. Dawn, how many hours do you stitch a day? I don't really know. So in the morning I get up at probably about 5:30 in the morning, and I'll take a shower, and then I'll come down and drink some coffee. So from 5:30 to 6:30, so an hour. Well, not quite 5:30. So about 5:40 to 6:30, I'll stitch. Then I'll go finish getting ready for work, and then I'll stitch for another 30 minutes. And then it's time for work. And lately at work, I've been very slow with my stuff. So I've been able to actually stitch at work without, I've been stitching at work. So I don't know, another 2 hours there maybe. And then at lunchtime, I come home for lunch and I get an hour lunch. So I probably stitch for not quite an hour, but a half hour. I would say I probably get 4 or 5 hours, maybe more than that, a day. And then when I come home, I make dinner, and then after dinner, if everything else is done, then I'll stitch until my bedtime usually is 9 o'clock, usually. But when I go live, I don't think I'm going to make it at 9 o'clock. Last night we stayed here until 10, which was pretty good. And then since it was my first live, I was I guess I was a little excited, I don't know. I couldn't get to sleep. So okay, I think I'm missing some things. Let's see. Laura says, my school must end late. We still have till the June 20th till summer breaks. Oh my, that is late. Yeah, we start very early. So we start in August, like the first week of August when we start. And the school that my daughter works at, they are always out right before Memorial Weekend. Always. So when I was in school, it was always like the first week of June. And it was weird when she started going to school and that. She was always off before June. Okay, got all them in. Next up. Next number. There's 2 of them, and it's 947. Solar Wind says, I've started using markup. I love this statistic, and I love that I can tell you when you'll finish, or it'll tell you when you're finished the page. Yes, I wish Saga would do that too. I mean, that would be a good thing if Saga could do that. I do like that option in MarkRx P2 Solar. It's actually nice to know when it'll be done. It's not always correct because I have done some small projects and it'll say it'll be done in 2 days, and then I can get it done in 1 day, really. So sometimes, but it's a nice knowing what it could be. And then Solar says, I got lucky and was able to retire in 2023. So no, I didn't work today. Yeah, that must be nice. I've been working since I was 16, and I would love, I keep telling myself it would be nice if I can retire in 5 years, but I don't think that's going to be happening. I would love to just retire and stitch in the morning and then sew in the afternoon. That's my dream. To stitch all day and then also sew. I know I'll be there one day, but I don't know when. I'm moving again. Sorry, guys. This is going to take a little bit for me to try to get used to. I'm trying to get my arm to feel better. So now am I out of the screen? Oh, no. I think this position might be good. I'm going to have to find that video Yogi did on her, how to... Maybe that's the problem. It's all this fabric. Okay, now. Melon says, I would have loved to retire early, but not sure that will be possible. Yeah, me too. I hope you get to retire really soon, Busy Mom. Link Solar. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Alyssa says, I am currently working on medical retirement. I'm not happy about it, but I'm just not receiving fast enough. Yeah. Oh. Okay, thanks, Tina. Thank you for finding that for me. I'm going to look at it when I get off of here. So she put that, the link to Yogi's video. I'm talking about the one with where she wraps the fabric around her hoop. I'm gonna need it, I think. 3801. Recovering, not receiving though. Sorry. Lynn says, Dawn, Yogi rolls her fabric. Yeah, I know she rolls it, but I tried rolling it and it didn't work. Mine's kind of like flying on my table right now. It's kind of a mess, actually. And I tried rolling it and I was like, oh, I wish I could find that video that Yogi did, and I couldn't find it. All right, 301. Dawn, are you using a mobile master set or a regular master set? I just have a regular master set. My master set actually, Suki was asking that. I use a regular master set. It's all the same. It's all DMC. It's in a container that I bought from Michael's. And then I bought in my Bobbinate. So here, I'll show you one of them. This is my so this is what I use to bobbinate. Well, this is what my bobbers look like. They're clear, and then they have the number. And I bought these off of an Etsy shop. I think they're from Michigan, here in the States. And then I bought this plastic thing from Michael's, and then the inserts to put it in. I got it from the same place I bought the bobbins from. So I have one set that has bobbins, and then all my extra I have in my craft room and just a container. It's nothing fancy. They're just kind of thrown in order. Sometimes you can see it when I am live on my other video. It's the one that's behind me sometimes. I don't know. It's in the corner, but I do have a video. Sorry for all the. I'm hitting my table. I think I'm gonna have to change tables too. I think I do have a video. And I don't know if I don't think it's a short. It's just a video that I posted. It was really short of my craft room. No. Or did I put that with a video? I don't remember. But I did show my container. Tina said I retired in 2022, 25 years in education. Nice. And Grace says I retired in 2019 and I love it. I bet. Catherine said just got home. Who is that piece from? So this piece is Aimee Stewart. It's called Pizza and Pocket, right? Or is this Lars Stewart? Oh no. Laura, help me out. I believe it's Aimee Stewart. I don't think it's Lars Stewart. I think it's Aimee. And I'm gonna do something real quick because you guys, I think you guys are seeing half of my stuff, but when I am on my OBS, it's not showing that. So hold on a second. Whoops. Oh, I always forget to change. Yes, Laura, it is. It's called Pizza and Pocket Change. Hi, Janine. I'm not sure. Maybe it's my TV that you guys see can you guys see my half of my computer on the left? I don't know. I don't know what's going on tonight. Okay. It's funny how I'm talking and then the live is so behind. Oh, there it goes. Maybe a little bit. I touched my phone and I shouldn't have. Okay, sorry guys. I touched this thing and now it's gonna follow me. Okay, we're gonna leave it there. Oh, now let me move this. Okay, sorry for all the jiggle jungle thing going on right now. I'm so sorry. I think I might have it now. Okay. Solar says Grace isn't Isn't it great? I was sure I had to work forever, but because of my bad stock market, I saw a financial advisor to get out of the stock market, but instead he showed me I could retire. Oh, that's nice. Missing and Stitching says, I've been on sick leave since December of 2022. Hope to get retired next year once I turn 60. Yeah. You good, busy mom. So, thanks, so. I'm good. Now I can stitch. If I can get my hand to look right. Oh, I'm starting a new color here. Hold on. And I do a loop start. I wish I could retire. I just got home from work. Ugh. Janine. Ugh. What time is it where you're at though? It's 7:41. It's almost 8 here. Are you around my time or and she says I'm usually home at 4:30. Yeah, that's the time I'm at home too. But I didn't work today, so I took an extra day off. Solar asked Janine, from where do you... I think that's supposed to be from where y'all... How come you're... I don't know. You want me to make them bigger? Okay, I'll make them bigger. They are kind of small, aren't they? Because I'm still trying to figure out... Oh. I'm trying to figure out how these works. Because on my screen, when I look at my computer, they're small. I mean, they're big. Janine says technical difficulties. It's 8:42 p.m. here. Oh, so you're an hour ahead of me then. I don't know why it looks... Does it look blurry? Because I'm actually... Yeah, I don't know. Is it because you're on a TV? Are you on a TV or what are you on? She's an MA. Solar One says, no, it's hail. Let me check the spelling. It means where... Oh, where are you from? Be right back. Okay. Where am I from, Solar? I am from from Illinois. So it is 7:43 my time right now. 7:43 p.m. Lynn asked if I can zoom it. I'm on my phone. Okay, Janine. Lynn asked if I can zoom in. Yes, I will try. Last night... Let's see if that's any better. Yep, I'll try anything if you guys want to see it. Hopefully that's okay. And I lost my needle. I'm going to figure out the stand because It's quite different. I'm used to my Lowry stand. So when I film right now, I'm in my craft room on this table that I cut my fabric. And my camera is on this tripod that kind of points down. And it's in front of me. And then I got that stand Yogi got that has, I don't know if it's the same one, but it's like that one. And I'm not used to it. I'm putting my arm under where, when I'm on my Lowry stand, I put my arm to the right, if that makes sense. Solar S, okay, I was asking where Janine was from. I did spell it wrong. It's H-A-I-L. Yeah. I might get in 42 stitches again tonight, Janine. Well, I thought I wasn't going to get very much in last night either, but I got 100. And I bet you tonight I get 100, the way that things are moving right now. I really want to get at least 100 in. And this string is falling apart. Can anyone see that? Okay, I'm going to do this stitch and I'm going to get a new thread. I don't know if this needle made it. What's going on? So I'm going to thread a new one. My dog just walked in. And he's hopefully don't start barking at me because it looks like he's mad at me. He wants me to go sit in my chair. Okay, so what number am I on? 3801. I might have to also think about changing this desk because this desk does, well, it's one of them desks that you can lift it up and down. And I got that for, so when I see, because it looks like I'm shaking and I'm not shaking anything. All right, 3801, and I gotta cut this in half because I cut it long enough for like two strand, like a 2-strand 5 kind of like, so. And I don't, I use a threader to thread my needles because I can't see it and I can't ever get it with just using my hands. All right, so we're here. I wonder, this stand, I did notice that you don't have to have both sides connected to the hoop and that you could just have one side. I wonder if the nurge, if it would drop the nurge. Oh my, what am I doing? I'm gonna pull that right through. Oh, I did. And maybe that could, maybe I'll try that my next live. And then I'm going to try to figure out how to not make, Yogi does this so, I mean, her video never looks like it's shaking. And I don't know how she does that. Because you have to almost, I don't know, I guess I don't have to. I used both hands to get it started, and then I don't need it. I feel like I'm a little, am I blurry to people? Do I look blurry? Okay, so Solar says some content providers on YouTube likes to use 2 clamps as it makes the hoop more stable for filming. Oh, okay. Wonder how would you do that, Solar? I'm just curious. And Linda says hello. And Mrs. Stitches says no, I'm not blurry. Okay, it just must be. I have you on my TV here in my craft room, and it looks very blurry. Solar says no, it's crystal. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. And I think I moved again. So now I'm off screen, I think. Just a little bit. When I come back on live on Thursday, oh, now I'm really off the screen. When I come back on Thursday, all this will be fixed, I think. Is this... Linda's asking if this is 20 count. Yes, this is 20 count, and it's 1/1. I forgot to mention that when I started. Yep, 20 count. It's my favorite, and actually, I am going to be doing 20 count from now on. So I had two of my patterns that were on 22 count. It was the boots and flowers and the Merry Mushroom Picnic, and I am changing them both to go to 20 count now, because I was finding out on that 22 count it's not Ada, and when I would pull my thread, it would slip my threads. So I was like, so I had to stitch slower, and I was like, I do not want to do this for the next 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to just start ordering what I like, and that is 20 count or 14. That's better. We can see your stitching better. Oh, good. If you're wearing readers, that might be why your TV looks blurry. Oh, it could be my eyesight too. Tina, it could be my eyesight. Maybe my TV needs cleaned too. Linda says, I just signed off, so I missed it. Oh, so Linda, yes, I am doing 20 count. Yes, this is 20 count. And most of all my projects now that are full coverage will be, well, not all of them, actually, I shouldn't say that. All the new starts that I start will be on 20 count. My older ones that are still on 14 count, I'm going to keep them on the 14. Like my Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I have a Stitch Is So Beautiful one that's on 14 count. I think that's Block Party. And then I had that quick stitch sleep time. That's on 14 count. But most of the other ones are actually on 20 count, 1/1. And I love using one strand. Tina's laughing. Maybe when I go live on Thursday, I'll have a different setup. I'm used to my chair. So I have a lazy boy. So when I stitch, I put my feet up. I have my Lowry stand in front. It just goes over me. I have a lamp that is above me. One of them, I got it from Joann's when I worked there. You know, when it was the end of their sales, going out of business, we kind of got first dibs at getting some things. Like half off in that. And I did get a lot of fabric, so that's where a lot of my fabric comes from that you guys see probably in my videos. Most of that fabric is from Joann's. And to tell you the truth, that's my hardest part right now, is defining not cross-stitch. Well, cross-stitch fabric is hard too, but just regular cute fabric that's not $15 a yard. Because I was spoiled working at Joann's. Maybe the shaking is because I pull a little tight. Jackie says, hi everyone. Hi Jackie. How are you? Are you stitching tonight? No, no. Solar, I'm sorry. You might, no. So all of our Joann's closed too. I used to work there. And so I was there with it when they went bankrupt and they closed all the stores. I don't know, this thread is shedding tonight. I don't know if it's I don't know why they keep shredding on me. Just had to cut a little piece off of it because it was shredding. Alyssa says, I could never work at Joann's. I would have spent my paycheck at the store. Most of the time I did, and it was actually my second job, so yeah, it just supported my hobby. And Jackie says, yes, stitching on Cobblestone Bakery. I think that's by Kim Jacobs. My thing went too fast. Oh, I missed something. Jackie says, Dawn, is this a new start? I don't think I've ever seen it before. This is not a new start. I started tonight. I started it a month ago, I think. I don't know actually when. This is called Pizza. Laura's going to scream at me. Pizza and Pocket Change. There's change. I always forget the word change in it, but Jackie says, yes, stitching on Cobblestone Bakery by Kim Jacobs. That one is I actually have that, and I'm thinking about starting that one. Tina says, I love getting cute novelty fabric there. I don't know what they'll do now for pillowcases for the grands. Hobby Lobby doesn't have good selection. No, they don't. For novelty, I would agree on that. Solar says, I used to work for Hobby Lobby. Oh man, what a nightmare. I love the store, but hate working there. And then Jackie says, I miss Joann's. My closest craft store is Michael's, but it's very small and outdated. So, yeah. Michael's has more, like, when you go to look at their fabric, they say they're going to get more in their store, and they haven't yet. It's still bears. Like, they might have maybe 20 bolts, and that's it. But I know you can order online, but it's not the same if you order online, I feel like, because you can't see the fabric and you can't really touch it. Lynn says the dimension threads are horrible to work with. They knot all the time. Yeah. I have a lot of knotting when I do 2 over 1. So 2 strands over 1 usually. Yeah. And South Sister says nothing comparing to Joann's. No, there isn't anymore. Tracy says the USA has so many cheap fabric places. I'm jealous. Like, so snips. And Tracy, where are you at again? Here, right here. These oranges and reds on the Saga is starting to blend in. And I'm like, where am I at? But I see where I am. I'm going to have to get another thread. Because I had to cut some of it off because it was, I don't know. This is DMC, so I don't know why it was shredding like that. I bought these needles from Amazon, and they come in a 100 pack. And some of them, when I try to put the needle threader through the hole, it doesn't always go through. So I don't think all of them are the best quality. I just can't see spending $5 on 5 needles when I use a needle board. Okay, this one I'm going to pin, and then we're going to get another strand for this color. Stitching Orient says, I was going to make dinner and I was gone making dinner and you got so far. I feel like I've been here. I feel like I'm not even anywhere. I do go faster when it's just the same color forever. Like block stitching, no confetti. Like last night was a lot of one stitch. Oof. Oh, Toronto, Canada. That's where Tracy's at. South Stitches says, sent flowers for 30 jewels. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm learning on all of this stuff. So, that's the thing I'm trying to decide on. Like, I don't want to have commercials in my lives, and I don't think anyone else would like them. So I'm not monetizing any of my lives I do my videos, but not my lives. So scent flowers for 30 joules. Does that pop? Wonder if that popped up where I was. I didn't even see anything. Thank you, South Stitches. And then a Solar says there are no fabric stores in the USA that I know of. Not in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know where their big ones are, other than our quilt stores that we have. I mean, we have a couple quilt stores here. Jackie says, I think we may use the same needles. I use the cheap Amazon ones. Oh, there's my gift. Aw. Thanks, Laura. Now I see them popping. Jackie says, I think we may use the same needles. I use the cheap Amazon ones as well, and sometimes they shred my thread. Yeah, see, I just can't justify spending a lot on needles when I lose them so easy. Well, I don't really lose mine, but I do have a needle board that has probably over 100 needles in it right now, and I can't justify putting the real ones on that. Yeah, I can't either. Solar says, I like the Peacemaker Trapper C needles. I have a few problems with shredding, and the eyes are smooth. See, I think some of these Amazon ones, the eyes aren't really smooth. Oh, I want to try. Sit a Sunday for 100 joules. Well, thank you, Laura. That's kind of actually fun. I think I added that last night when I was looking at some of my YouTube things. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what they do. If anyone knows what they do, that'd be great. You can maybe explain it. Okay, now where am I? I am right here. Okay, so 1, 2. We can start here. Solar says I use a telescopic magnet. When I drop my needle, I go over the floor, got carpet, and picks it up. Well, that's very smart. I just wait for someone to step on it. No, I'm just joking. I try to look for them because my little doggy will step on them. Alyssa says, I purchased the needles that Andrew from the Runner Stitcher uses. I really like them. I did take 5 to 6 weeks to come in. Oh, where did you order them from? And Solar Winds, Tina says Solar Winds, those are my favorite needles. Might have to look, but yeah, I just do Amazon. They have a gold, the needle, the eye of the needle is kind of gold around them. And sometimes I can get a good needle and it's smooth, and then other times I have to throw it away because it just doesn't. Today I ordered some more fabric from 123 Stitch. So I got that in today. So now, you know how you order something and you're like, I know I ordered these fabric for a certain piece. Not that I need to start a new one, but I am going to be starting some new ones. I definitely have a start for July. But I think one of them was actually, Jackie said she's doing the Cobblestone Bakery from Kim Jacobs. I think that's what one of this fabric is that I ordered was for. So that's probably going to go on my wheel. Another one was for the boots and flowers because I don't want to stitch the 22 count anymore. So that's going to be a restart. And then the other one, maybe it's just, I just maybe decided to do an extra one. All right, I am totally lost. One there. Yeah, it did not count this right. I messed up, right? There's a stitch here that shouldn't be. Well, maybe it is there and I just didn't mark it. Okay, we're just gonna leave it. They're all the same colors anyways. Jackie says solar. That is very smart. But I have kids, and I just imagine all the other random junk I would pick. Melissa says I ordered them from off of Etsy, but they came in from overseas. Oh, gotcha. And Jackie says I have bought the John James needles from 123 Stitch, but were only okay. And Laura says, I think you get paid a little from each jewel, but I'm not too clear on it. It's like gifting for live streams, I believe. Yeah, I think it is a gift. I know that, but I don't know what happens with it. Maybe it does help a little bit into my, I'll have to read up on it tonight. Yep, Dawn, those are the same ones I use. Jackie said. Those are the same ones I use. I always know it's time to replace them when the good starts wearing off. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of John. Janine said I'm not a huge fan of John James needles. And Melissa says I really like the DMC needles, but they did thread my floss sometimes. Yeah, I have some DMC needles. If I was smart and I wasn't doing my needle board at the time when I worked at Joann's, if I was smart, I would have picked up a lot of needles then. Solar says, Busy Mom, where did you get your needle minder? Does it have a pretty strong magnet? This magnet right here is from Hobby Lobby. This one, oh, sorry, my dog's barking. No, buddy. No. He hears something. He's going to go try to figure it out. This needle minder is actually from Hobby Lobby. I think it's strong, but I don't really use needle minders like they're supposed to. So when I'm sitting in my chair, my needles are actually on another table. I just set the needle minder on the table. I don't ever usually put it on my cloth like I have here. He hears something. He hears the neighbors or something, I think. He doesn't quite, my dog's not really understanding what's going on at nighttime now that I'm doing lives because I'm always in my chair with him at night. And I haven't been the last two. Tracy says, I really want to try tulip needles. I heard they were very good, but very expensive. Yeah. If they're expensive, I won't try it. Lynn says, the cross stitch guide in England have needles covered in gold. They are lovely to stitch with. These aren't too bad, but there is times when I feel like it's kind of hard, I guess. I don't know. So at the end of this live, we're probably going to know my count. You're always going to know my count because I do block by block. And I haven't even got to 100, and it's been an hour. Okay, so I finally got that color done. So we're gonna park it and fill that in. And now we're gonna do 3, 2, 1. And it's on my needle board. Three, two, one. It's a red color. And it looks like for the rest of this block, I'll have 3 more colors after, or no, I'm sorry, 2 more colors to do. Alyssa says, okay, so the needles are from Petal Crafts on Etsy. I got them in 24, 26, and 28 needle size, but I have only used the size 26 so far. I feel like I thread my needles a lot too. That thread just came right off the needle. Now I have a knot. I think. No, maybe not. Never mind, I don't have a knot, thank God. All right, so that's the last one there. And I gotta move this stitch because it's not, this one is not in the right spot. I don't, yeah. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. To move that there. Yep. Solar said, oh wow, markup just threw out confetti across the screen letting me know I reached 200 stitches. How cute. Been stitching all day and got my reward. Well, have fun. I didn't know Mark did that. So you put a goal in, and that's what it does when... I've never put a goal in on Mark RXB. I'm changing this park thread because it's in the wrong spot. It should be here. Yeah. Sometimes I do that. I put the thread in the wrong park spot. All right, my next color is going to be 349, and there's 7 of them. And it's a red. Imagine that. We're doing red and orange right now. Lefty says hello, all. Hello. And Jackie says markup did that for me when I finish a project. I was so surprised. Oh, I just finished a project the other day, the Country Cottage Needleworks. I didn't see no confetti. It just turns green on me. So weird. And Solar says, yes, evidently when you reach your goal, it celebrates. I wonder what it does when you finish a piece. Oh, Jackie just said it celebrates too, I think. I think that's what she just said, right? Yeah, Jackie said markup did that for me when I finished a project. And then Jackie says, I really love markup. I know some don't like it, but now that I really learned how to use it. Yeah, so I've always used markup. I have never, because I'm an Apple girl. Everything in our home is an Apple. I have one thing right now that I'm using in this video that's not an Apple, and it's my laptop. So we're Apple people, and when I first started stitching, that's what I used was Mark RXP. I do have a Samsung, and I do have Pattern Keeper on it, and I tried using it after using markup so long. I don't really care, actually don't care for, and people are shocked when I say it, but I don't care for Pattern Keeper actually at all. And a lot of it is because, so like Saga and Mark RXP, when you stitch, let's say, I think that's what I like the best too, the calendar. So if I stitch 100 stitches today and I forgot to put it in my Excel sheet, I can go back to the calendar on both the Mark RXP and Saga and see what I stitched for that week. I mean, I still keep a spreadsheet, and I really probably don't have to anymore, but I do. The other thing with Mark RXP that I was going to start doing was I started adding pictures to it, but that was taking too much time. So I was like, no, I got to stop doing that. The only thing I think I would change in Saga that I wish would do is that Mark RXP does is, I think we were talking about that earlier. And I can't think of what it was that I would like to see. Oh, I wish maybe Saga could tell you, like, predict when the project will be finished. Like Mark RXP does, it predicts when it's going to be finished. I wish Saga would do that, something like that. My daughter just walked in here, and you need something?
No, I just said I put it in here.
Okay, I hear him. Okay, let's drill up. Yes, it just sent confetti across the screen. Hi, June. I love Apple. Everything in my home is Apple, even my computer. I love the fact that I lose my phone and I can look on my computer to find it and text and call people from it. Yes. I actually got this. The reason why I had to get this Microsoft, I probably would have got a Mac laptop, but the reason why I have this Microsoft laptop is because my embroidery machine, that quilts and does everything, in order to have the software, you have to have Windows, and it can't be put on Mac. That's how old this software is. So, yeah. So I had to get a laptop. It's Microsoft. Catherine says, Dawn, I agree with you. I think markup are much better than Pattern Keeper. I don't like the way Saga does their marking. Oh. See, I kind of like Saga. I actually prefer doing Saga over markup now. Solar, it's a matter of what you start off with in the tech world, what you prefer. I run into issues with Apple. I'm a Windows and Android stitcher, Pattern Keeper, and markup. Yeah, it is. It does depend. Stargaze, hello. And Stitchy Friend, Stargaze says, hi, Busy Mom and Stitchy Friends. You have a live also. Woohoo. Yes, I just started one last night. This is my second time doing it. And they're actually very fun. So if anyone ever thinks they can't do it, you can do it. I'm not a big, I can be shy at times, so I didn't know if I'd be able to talk all night, and I am. Alyssa says, I am so glad to hear you say that, Dawn, because I'm an Apple product girl, too. I really like markup, but I have been in other groups where people were very against it. Yeah, I have been, too, that people against markup, and I'm not sure why either, but I really do like it. And I pay for it, and I'll probably keep paying for it because I have a lot of my non-full coverage are not pattern, or they're, okay, did I finish that stitch? No. A lot of my patterns are non-full coverage and they are paper patterns. And I like to scan mine in. And it doesn't come in clearly, and that's fine with me on markup. I just want it so I can actually color in the box so I know how many stitches I did for that day. Jackie says, we are Apple people too. My one complaint with markup is that it doesn't crash once in a while with the big projects like 6 portals. But I've gotten in a habit of just saving regularly. Yeah. And Janine says, but markup should not charge you yearly. That is, yes, they actually should not charge you. They shouldn't charge you if they're not doing updates. I agree, Janine. I really like Saga. Love the highlight selection box and just the many options with it. Yeah. Solar says, I talk too much, busy mom. And Stitching Oregon says, we are a house divided. I love Apple products. My husband and kids love Samsung and Android. Yeah. That's my first phone was actually a Samsung. And then, I don't know what changed us. I think my mom went to Apple. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to try Apple. And then I was hooked. So one thing I have noticed since I got this Microsoft Office, so like with your Apple products, everything goes everywhere. So if you go to your Mac, like I have a Mac PC, if I go there, my picture's already on there because of the cloud. I don't have to go save it to somewhere else. Where on this Microsoft Windows, I'm having to go try to figure out how to download my pictures onto this computer so I can do these lives. And have these pictures, like this picture of the pizza, so you guys can see it. It's all on my phone, but I have to figure out how to put it onto my Microsoft. And so, that's one thing I like about my Apple. It all connects to each other. Alright, my last stitch for this box is $3.50. Stargaze laughed, and then Catherine said, I use X Stitch Plus to track inventory. That is $10 a year. I think it's worth it even if they never update, which they do not. Yeah. I don't do an inventory. I tried doing an inventory and I couldn't keep up with it. So the only thing I do is I use, it's Rainbow. They're on Etsy. It's the Rainbow spreadsheet. I do use that. And if she ever update, I would buy it again because I love it. And I know it's a lot of work at the end of the year. I have to fix it all back up, but I'm an accountant, so I love spreadsheets and that. So it's fun for me when I have to fix it all up at the beginning of the year again. Okay, I lost my thing here. Saga scares me. I think Alyssa says, oh, Lordy. I don't know how Yogi does this sometimes with the comments. Saga scares me a little bit. I am new to using digital marking, and Saga seems to have almost too many options. It can have too many options, but I don't know. I think once you get used to it, you'll be like, oh, I love it. Maybe. Do any of you markup user know how to get rid of the big pink symbol detective sensitivity bar? I get it every time I do a symbol search. Kind of annoying. I don't know if I know what you're talking about. And June says, I have been stitching for 4 hours and got about 1,000 stitches using the box method. Yay! I'll be lucky to get. So on my daily average is probably 5 is the most I can get in a day, even though I stitch a lot. Janine says, I have the rainbow spreadsheet. Love it too. It's fun to watch the numbers grow. Yes. And it's fun. I just like actually seeing the numbers and my percentage. And then I love looking at my calendar every day. And I love seeing what I stitch. So my lowest stitching month right now is actually February. And I'm trying to think, why would February be my lowest stitching? But I think this month is actually going to be my highest because I started stitching at work. So that's what is kind of exciting to see on that rainbow sheet, is you can see what you have stitched that last couple of months for the 12 months. Solar says, you're an accountant. You must be smart. That's a great career. I don't know if I'm smart. I have my degree in accounting, and Solar, if you ask me what I do for my job, I do nothing with accounting. So I actually do payroll, and it's not what I want. So when I was in my late 30s, my kids were little, and a little backstory. I was going through a divorce and raising 2 kids, who are twins, by myself. And so I decided to go back to school at the age of 30 and get my degree in accounting. And in 2019, I got my degree. And I've always told myself, since I went back so late in my years, that I want to use my degree. And since I have graduated in 2019, I have not really used my degree. So it's kind of a little bummer, but maybe one day, maybe I'll find that one job. All right, we get to move to a new box. What time is it? 8:30? Yeah, we'll move to another box and see if we can get another box done. So again, I do a diagonal. So I moved my box to this next diagonal and I'm going on this one, since I think I'm going to do 5 rows. That's what I've been stopping at instead of doing the long diagonals. And so I move my box and then I take that thing off. And then I start at the bottom. I don't know if anyone remembers this. This is how I stitch. I start with the bottom of the one bottom part threads, and then I work my way up for the threads, and then it starts counting the DMC numbers. I can only stitch at work if I do an overnight shift, which I don't like to do all the time. It's a tough shift to get used to. Yeah, I can never do I don't know if I could ever do an overnight shift. When I was working at Joann's, it was my part-time job, so I didn't do it very often, but some of them, when we had inventory, some of my friends that, the workers there, they would work overnight just to do, because they would have to be locked in the store because we'd have to set the alarm in that, or they couldn't get out until the next morning, but to do inventory. And they were like, Dawn, will you do it with us? And I was like, no, I'm not. Nope. I need to go home and go to bed. That's too much for me. Okay, that number was 892. There was only one stitch in there. This one is 349. South says, I can only stitch when working from home. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm really supposed to be stitching when I'm at work, but I do have some downtime, so that's when I actually stitch, is when I have downtime. Janine says, that's what I do. That's what I do too. Get rid of the park threads in the area, then do the rest. Yes, that's what I do too. I use a fabrication drawings on AutoCAD, so now all the recruiters think some kind of engineering. Oh, I just drew the drawings on how to make stuff. I don't know how to make them work. Stitches Orion says, I'm a special education teacher at an elementary school behavior program. No way could I stitch at school. Yeah, I get that too. And Janine said, I had to do 2 overnights and 3 day shifts for about 6 months. That killed me. Ew. And Solar says, I worked at Hobby Lobby between jobs. I was laid off at the time. I have always had 2 jobs. Even when my kids were little, I had 2 jobs. And I thought about getting another one just to pay off some bills and that. But I kind of like my weekends off now. And I like to sew, so now that I'm sewing, that just is a little better. Hi, Sherry. And then Stargaze says, hello, Sherry. All right, this is 349, and it's just another red/orange. I'm just in this reddy orange area. It's the wallpaper, I think. Maybe my next diagonal, I will have some blue, because it looks like there's a ball or something up there in the top left-hand corner. So I'm in the left-hand corner. And I actually start all my projects in the left-hand corner. I think I had one project I ever did start in the middle. It was a non-full coverage, and I hated it, and I had to restart it. I just couldn't figure out where I wanted to go next, so it just wasn't in an orderly way that I kind of like, so that's probably why I don't start ever in the middle. I started in the middle actually I did start a middle on that, one of my full coverage, but it was the middle top. And now that I have a row finish on it, yeah, I won't ever do that again either. Not the row finish, but start in the middle at the top. I just felt like it was out of order. Alyssa said, I have a BFA in film, video, and photography, but I work in finance and accounting. See? Yeah. I know. I just thought, since I went back so late in my life of education, I'd be able to use it. I think it's just because I haven't found the right place yet, I guess, maybe. But now that I'm getting older, I don't want to keep moving around. So I'd like to just retire. I started 100 owls in the middle because I couldn't find my water pin. Laura says, I got about 250 stitches in and got fed up with red, so it's put away now, laughing out loud. Laura was doing this project too with me. And so she's fed up with it, so she's putting it away because it's all red. It is kind of boring. It definitely is. But if you put it away and you don't get the reds done, you'll never get to the colors, Laura. You have to keep stitching it so you can get out of the red. There is another, the other one that I have this red color like this is my, the Marvelous Circus. It's all this orange and red color too. It's not a, but that one I have something coming in, like I had, there was a guy coming in or something. I don't know exactly what's coming in, but. So let's see, let's talk about when my next, so tomorrow night I won't be going live because my daughter has a hair appointment. And if you were on last night, you know that my daughter can't drive, so I have to take her. So we will not be live tomorrow night. And then Thursday, I'll probably do a Thursday night live. And I might just try to figure out a schedule. Maybe I'll do every other night. I don't know. I just don't know yet. What do you guys think? Sherry says, I really love all your finishes. Oh, thank you. So I wanted to finish them Cottage of the Months because I got them, you know, I wanted to fully finish them. And I was going through my bucket. I still have a lot more to finish that are non. So I've never finished a full coverage. But for my non-full coverage, I have. And I still have a couple more that I want to do. Some of them, I just need pillows. And then my first ever non-full coverage that I stitch is still not fully finished. And that one, that one I finished probably in 2021. Because that's when I first started stitching. And I finally found, I think I found a frame for it. But now I'm lost at how I'm supposed to frame it. So I need to YouTube how to do a cross stitch and frame it. Because I thought you just used the backing of the frame. And then I started looking at it and I'm like, well then how do you hang the frame up? Because the hanger is on the back of the board. So I put that, so that one just did not get done with my fully finishes. I have to get another thread now. I still need 3, 4, 9. And I have it on my board. Stargaze asks, Busy Mom, how's your Etsy shop working out? Is it hard to manage, for example, the bookkeeping aspect of it? I thought about it myself, but I'm leery about it. Okay, so here's the thing about Etsy that I have realized. I think I would rather do Etsy than just making my own. This is my opinion, okay? And so I would rather, because I work a full-time job, I would rather be on Etsy than have my own website. Why? Because Etsy does all the hard work for me. So I don't really get sales all, you know, I could go 2 or 3 weeks without a sale, which is fine. it does, that's what, you know, whatever. But when I do have a sale, Etsy actually takes the legwork out for me, in my opinion. So I get a sale and Etsy will tell me how much it's for shipping after I weigh everything. How much shipping is. It lets me print the labels out from Etsy. And since this is my first year actually opening my Etsy, I don't really know about the book work. But I have heard that Etsy just gives you everything, like all the book work that you need, bookkeeping that you need. The only thing I'm just really keeping track of is my expensive and how much I'm spending, like on fabric. You would have to make sure you're doing that. But I feel like Etsy does all the legwork for you, and that's my opinion. And then Solar says, me too, busy mom. How's the Etsy experience? My mom used to do watercolor paints, and I'm thinking of selling them as cross-stitch patterns for extra money. I mean, you do have to pay fees. I mean, that could be the downfall on a lot of people, but for me, the fees are worth it because they're taking care of most of my things that I need done. Like, I don't have to go to the post office. They're literally, I mean, I have to have the paper to print the thing, yes, but I literally just go into a screen and it has it all for me. And then what the other thing is, it'll tell the post office to come to my mailbox to pick up this package. So I don't ever go to the post office either. I don't know. There was one time it did warn me, like I have bird claws out there as well, besides project bags and that. And Etsy kind of warned me. They were like, you might want to up the name to something more catching for more customers to do it. So it helped me on that a little bit, you know, after that. You can keep your stuff out there, renew it. You do have to renew it like every 3 months or something like that. And that you can have it automatic. Etsy will automatically just do it, or like I do it manually. The other thing is, if I want to do a sale, I just press on this button and say, do a 15% on just these bags, and Etsy does it. I mean, I don't know about my own personal website because I've never done it. This is my first thing ever really doing is Etsy. So to me, the fees are worth it because I don't have the time for the hassle because I have a full-time job. And actually, Solar, I wish I could learn how to chart cross stitch. That was my next. So my biggest thing I would love to start doing actually is, first I would love to start selling fabric. Like I've been thinking about cross stitch fabric, and then I also would love to start selling fabric for like sewing. But I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. And then my other thing I would love to do is sell patterns for cross stitch. And I know you can, I've tried doing the wind stitch thing, but then I got confused and I was like, okay, this is maybe too much for me right now. No, so Solar, no, Etsy doesn't actually mail it for you. So they'll help you get the mailing label that you put on the packaging. They'll help you get that together for you. So it's not a person that comes to your house. Like you have to print it off of your printer and put it on paper. And then it'll ask you if you want the postman to, I think it just asks you like, do you want to send a reminder or something to the post people to pick this up, and where are you gonna put it for them to pick it up? And I usually just put it in my mailbox because the packages aren't that big. But sometimes sometimes I don't do that always either, and they still pick up the packages. But so Etsy actually, so what they're doing is they're giving you a track number too. So I don't have to ever go to the post office to drop things off. Starglaze says, that sounds like a lot Facebook Market. It sounds like a lot like Facebook Market. If you post something for sale and it hasn't sold in a couple weeks, it'll ask if you want to edit the info to catch more people and views. Yeah. So Etsy unfortunately charges you for listing your products. It's like 20 cents. So when you do your pricing, you just have to make sure you price. I mean, if anyone's ever noticed that when you buy from Etsy, you probably think, man, their prices are high. Well, they might be high, but that's because they probably are including their fees that they have. So you have a fee for posting the product on Etsy, and you have a fee for I think a fee for processing or something. I don't really get into the fees. I just know I have them. And I don't really complain about it. At first, I was like, oh my God, they're taking too much money out of my sales. But then I realized, hopefully at the end of the year, because I've never done the end of the year yet, they'll have everything on a not a spreadsheet, but even just a piece of paper telling me this is what you owe in taxes or whatever, or this is what you sold. All right, that one's taken me a little bit. My mailbox is just a slit in a big U.S. box by the curb that all the neighbors share. Oh, so you would have to drive Solar? So, Solar, if you're doing cross-stitch patterns, why don't you just do PDFs? Because you can just, on Etsy, you can just do PDFs. And then you don't have to ship anything out, ever. And my shop, and has nothing... My shop is actually only, I only sell to America because it's just because I don't want to deal with turfs right now. So if that ever goes away or whatever, and it's not so expensive to ship out of the States, then I'll change that. But right now, I only ship in the U.S. And a lot of that is because I don't want to mess with all the extra stuff right now. But yeah, Solar, if you're going to just do your mom's painting and you're doing the cross stitch, I would say just do PDFs, and then you never have to go to the post office. People just get the download from you and you're all set. Like all other Etsy shops that have, the ones that have PDF ones that are charted. Yeah, they don't ship anything to anyone, I bet. And that's another thing I was thinking, well, if I did that, then if I did cross-stitch patterns, I would never have to ship to anyone. But I do enjoy making stuff for people, so my Etsy shop, yeah. I just wish I could find some more time, because right now I'm slacking in it right now. Because I haven't done any bags. And I want to get some more out. And I really want, I actually did another one of my knitting bags with the drawstrings, and it was in a strawberry bag. And it messed up, so I can't sell it. So it's a bag for me now. And Solar said, oh, PDF, good one. Yeah, you can just sell a PDF and then you never have to, yeah. All right, this only had 2 spots. And I have to go back to where it was because I forgot what number it was. 666. All right, and then we're still working on my bark threads. And then Solar said I would make my patterns paper pattern keeper and marker. Yeah, I would too. I would do that. Okay, so Janine just asked if I've ever done Grim Guards. No, but someone on my video, I can't remember. It wasn't you, Janine. I know it wasn't you. I can't remember what her name was, but she asked me the same question about Grim Guards because she's looking for solid colors. So this weekend, that's what I was going to try and test to see if I can make them. I know I can make them. It's just finding the time to do it. Because I do have a video on them. And I thought about doing that too. So maybe this coming up weekend, I will give it a test. Do you use them, Janine? I've never really used. I just let my fabric hang wherever I'm at. I don't. But my pattern, I will say this, my cross stitch stuff doesn't just sit out because I stitch a new pattern every day. Besides my monthly stitch, like my toy shop right now, but and then Stargaze says, Solar, make sure we know about your patterns when they're available. Because you know us, Stitchy Pals, are down for patterns. Like, yeah. Look how Chris came out of the woodwork. Yeah, he just came out and blew the whole place up. That he did. And he's got beautiful patterns. Yeah. I have one. I have the... I think I have the same one that Susan has. The Friends and Garden or something. I don't know which one I have actually. Okay, so let me look. I think, oh yeah. So Solar says, oh, you sell project bags? Is your Etsy shop called Busy Mom? No, it's not called Busy Mom. So I will try to link it after this show, but it is all in my YouTubes. Like my last YouTube I just did, it's in the description, but it's called Sew, S-E-W, Busy. No, yeah. Yeah, So Busy. It's called So Busy Barn. So S-E-W, Busy, B-U-S-Y. It's all one word. And then Barn, B-A-R-N. Yes, that's my shop. And right now in my shop are project bags. I have some project bags. I have one knit bag. And I have 2 like pillows, covers that are embroidered. And then my other option is actually burnt cloths. And the reason why I do burnt cloths is because last year I did a fall show here where I live. And that was my first time ever doing a fall show. Or any kind of show actually. And my biggest hit was my burnt cloths. I thought maybe I would sell more project bags too, because you don't really, here where I live, you don't really see people selling them. So I thought, oh, there'll be a big hit. Well, they weren't a big hit. I had one person buy one and knew exactly what they were for. And so I guess she cross-stitch, I think, or used to cross-stitch. So, yeah. I don't know if cross-stitching is big where I live. My friends, they knit and crochet, And they're amazed at some of the stitches that I do. They're like, you do that? And Sherry says yes to grime guards. Okay. Yep. I will look, because I know, I don't think it was Sherry either, but I don't remember who posted. She just asked if I could do grime guards in solid colors. So maybe I'll try doing some in solid colors and some in like just in some novelty fabric. And I don't think they would take very long either. I really need to get my butt in gear and start sewing, because I have to get more stuff ready for my, so in September I'll be doing my show. Where do you find the time? I don't know. I just need to retire and then I can do all the things. Starglaze says, or Star says, I bought the Seaside Friends. Oh, that one was a cute one. Yeah. I was debating between that one too. Sal says, I knit and crochet as well as cross stitch. So my friends have been trying to get me. So we go every Sunday, and we have this stitching club. But it's not cross stitching. It's actually, just knitting and crocheting. And so my friends have been trying to get me to crochet. And I try and I try. And I've tried to do it. And I can't understand the concept. It's too much counting. I don't know. Too much counting and then doing this different step and this different step. I don't know. I just get lost. I tried to do a granny square and I was getting lost. So then I was like, I think I just want to learn how to knit. So I actually have started knitting and I'm doing a washcloth, but this washcloth is taking me forever to do. And I only do it when I put that in the wrong spot. I only do that when we have our stitching club going on, and it's every other Sunday. So I think my cross stitching and sewing are my main majority crafts. Janine says, I make my mother make my grind guards. They're quick. Just moved on me. I make my mother, Janine says, I make my mother make my grind guards because I don't sew. She says they are quick and easy to do. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Suki says, do you have any park thread border? Do you make it? What? Do I have any? Oh, park for, no, I haven't. No, I have never made a board for my park threads either. I think I messed up here somewhere, so I have to look over here again. Right here. One, that goes there. That goes there. Oh, this does not go here. This is in the wrong spot, I think. It is. 1, 2. This is supposed to be up, but I'm leaving it. The colors are starting to look the same. So it's a mess up, but it's going to stay there. It's that first one I started, I think. So I had it parked in the wrong spot. So we're going to move on. We're going to just do it. It's just going to be that color. Now I have stuff coming up through the... Okay. Right? Am I off? 1, 2, 3. No, I'm good. This color this right here shouldn't be there. but it's staying. It is going to stay. You'll never see anything different because they all are the same colors. So, and it's not like it's gonna make something pop out. Let's see. Alyssa says south stitch, knitting, crochet, and cross stitch. Knitting, crochet, and cross stitch, though I would say I'm more cross stitch focused. Yeah, I would say I'm cross stitch focused too. Sherry says I cross stitch, crochet, and just started knitting. Yeah, knitting is my next thing. And Sal says, yes, Alyssa, me too. And then Sherry says I used to sew it quite a lot. I find it funny I won't be able to sew. I've been stitching for almost 40 years, but I can't sew to save my life. I just lost my thread. Okay. This is going to be a tricky part. I have to... I lost my thread on my needle, so I have to figure out how to thread it. Hold on. We're just gonna leave it. Okay. Let me grab another 900. I'll fix that later. 900. My daughter just walked in the room, so now her and the dog are gonna argue, I think. No arguing, peeps.
Why not? I'm just sitting here. It's stopping me.
South says, Ellis, I used to quilt, but I can't see the thread my machine anymore. So I've quilted. I've made what? I have 3 quilt tops that need quilted. No, actually 4. So I do really good about putting it together, but then, or the top part, and then when I get to that part that needs to be quilted, I stop, and it sits in a drawer. I'm not the best though. I'm still practicing on that one. But I will say that my machine threads my needle for me. So, I am kind of spoiled on that one. I'm just threading my 900 because I lost it in the back and I can't, if I flip over, I'm going to destroy, I don't know how that happens. If Yogi's thread goes off her needle, how she doesn't. Okay, oh, I'm right there. So I'm going to have to go, let's go, where am I at? Oh, that was the last stitch. Shoot. We're just gonna do this. It'll get catched, hopefully. And then we're gonna come up on this one, I think. Okay, I think I'm done with this color. I didn't really, I guess I'm stitching what I spun. So these are what I spun for the week. And now we're going to pin it. So I don't usually frog unless I know it's not going to look right. But if it's like, these are all like the same colors, then, and I put a stitch in the wrong spot, I just leave it, because you're not going to be able to, in my opinion, you're not going to be able to tell that I did that stitch wrong. So I don't frog it. Now, if I was doing non-full coverage, I would have frogged that, because you'll be able to see it. Alyssa says, oh, I would love to quilt. I think it's beautiful, but it is not one of my talents. Yeah. So on June 13th, I'm going to, so the sewing machine I have is actually my mom's. She doesn't have any room for it, and she just doesn't want to do it anymore. So it actually sews and embroiders. So I really don't know much about the machine. I just use it the way I want to use it. So I'm going to go to this lady, and she's going to show me how to use the machine. And she has a store, a quilting store. And when we went into this quilting store, it was beautiful. Like, oh my God, I did it again. There's a stitch here that shouldn't be. No, I'm doing this wrong now. I got it. Okay, hold on. Okay. We're done with that, and now we're on a new one. So this next one I just stitched was 947. And there's only one. Okay, we're good. Anyway, so this quilting store, like, there were so many quilts in it, and she was like, yeah, your machine can do this and this. And she was pointing them out to me, and I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh, and I can't wait to go get my lessons to see. I hope my cross stitching doesn't go away, but no, I'm just joking. My cross stitching would never go away, but yeah, there are some beautiful, in that store, there was beautiful quilts, and I was like, oh, I really like that. I would love to learn how to make that one. I have made one full quilt, like quilted and everything, and I used my machine. It was for my niece. She had a baby, and so I really wanted to make her something, and so that was my actually first, like, finishing a quilt all the way through and quilting it. And let me tell you, it's not perfect, and she says it is, but I'm like, no, it's not. The quilting was not even. Okay, now I'm on next color, which is 3801. Like, the quilting I don't think is laying right, but Solar says $35 for a $35. Look on So Busy Barn. These project bags are worth more than that. $35. These are nice. Thanks, Solar. When it comes to pricing, I'm horrible. Well, maybe not horrible, but when yourself can't afford a lot of things either, I just feel like I don't want to overprice and no one ever want to buy anything. And I have tons of fabric I want to use, and I have so many ideas on my project bags. I just got to find the time to do it. I do want to, I don't know what kind of project bags everyone uses, but I did have a request to do a top zipper project bag. I'm going to try probably on that too. When it comes to zippers, sometimes them can be challenging. I love to quilt, so I'm going to I love to quilt, so I'm going to learn it. Yeah. I made 2 quilts, a bed on my own sewing machine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of the sewing machines maybe now these days maybe you can quilt on them. I don't think I'll ever hand quilt, that's for sure. That just seems like a lot of work. We're still not even done with my park threads. Speed it up, Dawn. Speed it up. Alyssa says, oh, Dawn, that is so awesome. You'll have to share your progress as your lessons. Yes, I will be. Because what I'll probably be doing is I'll probably actually be putting it in my Etsy shop. But I definitely will show up my progress. I usually, if I make something, even if I'm not going to sell it, I try to show it on my YouTubes. Just to give a different variety of showing things. And make my videos a little interesting. When I first started sewing, I'd made all kinds of pillowcases, pillowcases, because they're easy to do. Pillowcases are easy to do. If you're new to sewing, that's probably the best thing to start with. And like, so I was like, why do I buy pillowcases when I can actually make them? So I made the kids all kinds of pillowcases. And pillowcases are great for gifts as well. You can always use a new pillowcase. All right, I'm going to go down on this one to here and park it. 1, 2, right there. Solar says top zippers are tricky. Yeah, that's why I don't think I've done a top zipper bag. Actually, I have done a top zipper bag. It's my bag that I made for, that has hand strips on it. I haven't posted it in my Etsy shop because I'm not sure if I want to. I just don't think, like, I don't know if the quality is there. It says lots of cutting and measuring too. Yes, there is. That's the thing I hate about. Only thing I hate about sewing is you're always cutting and measuring, and by the time you're done doing all that, you're like exhausted and you don't even want to sew it. So I try to do all of my cutting and measuring, whatever I can do, like in batches. So like when I'm making my bags, I'll cut every bag I'm gonna make for that, you know, with that fabric, or if I'm going to make 2 different bags, then I'll do that. And then I'll just go with it and sew the rest I'll sew all of them together. So it's like a assembly line for me. So one night I might cut, and then the next night I would sew. Okay, so see this one? This color is about the same. So it should have been here, and I have a mistake there. So we're just going to just do the 1 stitch here, because it should have been 2, but whatever. It's fine. And then, yeah, right here. I think I'm really off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, that was, okay, yeah. We got to put one here. So it's going to get double this color, but it's okay. whatever. And then I'm not, yeah. And then right here. Maybe. Right there. Tina says, I quilt longer than I stitch. I've made over 100 quilts. Oh my. Tina. That's amazing. And you have your own long arm. Yes. So when I started quilting, I was like, oh, I want my own long arm. But then I saw the price and I was like, okay, that can wait until I get more used to doing the quilts before I do spend that much money. But that would be very nice. I actually have some quilt stores that actually you can take your quilt. Well, you have to make appointments, but you can take your quilts and they'll let you use the long arms. You have to pay a fee though. You can use their long arms to do your quilting, which is nice too. All right, this next one we are done finally with my park thread. So now I'm going to do, this next color is 600. It's a pink. Instead of a red, you won't even be able to tell this pink is in there. And it's only one strand in this box. Laura, I have a different color than orange. It's pink, so if you got yours back out, you might get to a pink or something. And I just lost the thread. Oh, Lordy. Oh, here it is on my shirt. Nope. All right, what number is that? 600. I don't know where that thread went to. It's not underneath the... It literally fell off my needle. Maybe that's why these needles are not the best. My thread always slides off of them. I'll get off this live and I'll find thread everywhere on the back of this hoop. Okay, and then it needs to go here. Let's try this again. Move these out of the way. This little pink color by itself. I'm mad. I don't understand why we need to put a pink in with oranges. And this, is this Max color? I think it is. Or is it? I think it is Max color. I don't even know what I don't know if I got this one in Max color. All right, and then we're gonna park it. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Next color is another one. It's 817. We're gonna see if it's on my board, which it is. And gonna go here. Yep. And then we'll park it to the side of us, I think. I think I'm going to go until I get this box done, and then I'm going to probably call it a night, because I do have to work tomorrow, and I do get up at, well, tomorrow I can start getting up at 5:30, so I can sleep in an extra 10 minutes. Okay, I really don't have to get up that early, but I like to stitch before I go to work, and drink my coffee, and just kind of take it easy before I have to go into work and have downtime. Because that's my job lately. It's just I have had a lot of downtime. So, yeah. But since I was off today, I probably have a lot of emails. My next color is 891. And it's a kind of another pink color. Yeah, it's a pink color instead of red and orange. And there's 2 of them. So it must just be the, this is the wall or whatever, the background of the picture. Hopefully I'll be getting to something soon. Oh, that went right through. I keep catching it on the, oh no, and then see, it fell out of it. Fell off the thread again, or needle. I think I got it this time. After how many tries? I don't know if you guys can hear it. My dog is laying in his bed here and here. And he's kind of snoring. He's a tired little buddy. So earlier today I was in here trying to set this up, and he was barking at me because he wanted me to go sit in the chair with him. He was not wanting me to be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These pinks really don't look pink. They look like a red. Now we're at 3831. And it's kind of a red. Yeah, I would say it's a little reddish, pinkish color. And I messed up too, because look, I have all this right here. And according to my Saga app, I should only have these 2. So I missed these 2 stitches. Oh, are you kidding me? Janine says, look at you go, Janine. Managed to get 84 stitches done. It's going to be a slow week for me, stitching wise. I'll have to work. I have to work this project in the morning. Well, just stitch what you can. That's what I say. That's why I don't do goals. Like, if I get this, I'm going to get this box in and I'm done with the project. I didn't get 300 today, but that's okay. I did get 300 total. If I do 200 in this one, I did 100 in my toy shop. Because I do 100 stitches on that. That's what I should start thinking about. So I'm trying to decide on what to do for my monthly stitching next month. Should I stay with my toy shop? Or the other one I was thinking about maybe trying to do to get some progress on is Flower Shop. That's by Aimee Stewart. I think it was called Flower Shop. Yeah. Or the other one I thought about too was, see, I have all these ones I just started and I really want to get more progress in them, is that Country Kitchen that was by Tilton Crafts. Just don't know. Anyone have any suggestions, opinions? Oh, Tina got a finish. Congratulations, Tina. Round of applause for Tina. She got a finish. 1, 2, 3. Yay, Tina. Congrats. I didn't finish that stitch before I did my clapping. Melissa says, I think I'm going to go to switch to my secondary focus project for this month. It's called Mates from Cross My Heart Incorporated. Oh. Okay, did I do all of them? Yes. All right, my last number is 321. And then I have these 2 things. I don't know what color they were supposed to be. Okay. I hope everyone... Oh, you might have gotten disconnected and then now we're back on, I hope, because it said my OBS disconnected. So hopefully you can still hear me. So 3, 2, 1. So we're going to finish this last one, I hope. I didn't connect this. I see it frozen. It looks frozen. So stay on. I hope it comes back. Just fudge it, Janine says. Just fudge it. I think I am gonna make them all 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think I might be back on. That was weird. I can hear you. Okay, as long as you can hear me. It said my OBS stop for a minute. And I don't know. So I'm doing OBS and it goes to YouTube. So I don't know, like, if that stops working, does it just stop completely all around? I don't know. So we'll find out. Janine says that I should, and I just got a knot in this thread there. I'm just going to fudge these, and we're going to do everything that's left in 321. I agree. They all look the same, don't they? The same reds, pinks. It is this is kind of boring tonight. Like, I get excited more when I can see stuff coming out and like ooh, there's, an arm coming or a leg coming out. This one has absolutely nothing. But here's the thing. Once I get out of this little area, I'll start seeing some of that, like the soda start coming in, and then the little game pieces. Remember when the machines were like I don't even know. Yeah, we still have machines like that. I remember when they were a quarter. And when we were little, my grandma and grandpa used to take us to this little thrift store that was down the street from their house. And we loved it because we would have to help them clean out their rocks in their front yard. And they would give us each a quarter for cleaning the rocks. I mean, a quarter, that's it. And we would take our little quarter down to the thrift store and we could get gum. I think it was like 5 cents. Gum, and I think, what was it, Tootsie Rolls, I think. It was the best treat ever when we got to go to Grandma and Grandpa's. And my Grandma and Grandpa in the summertime raised us, like, they didn't really raise us, but we stayed with them all summer because my mom was a single mom and she had to work. And so we were out of school and we needed to we need someone to watch us. So my mom would take us to her grandparents' house and we would stay with them. And they would, of course, back then you did chores and, well, we didn't have phones then either. So, of course, we stayed and, we were outside all the time. Oh no, Laura says, I moved to that blue ball. Yeah, you moved to that blue ball and there's a bunch of air stitching. Oh no, don't tell me that, Laura. And then Janine says, well, time for bed got me. Good night, all. Good night, Janine. We will see you probably, I'll probably do a Thursday live. No live tomorrow. And then Laura says the quarter machines are now like 75 cents. Yeah. Yes, they are. And do they even have anything fun in them anymore? I think I saw a claw machine one time and it was like $1. And then it didn't have anything. It had like phone accessories or something like that. I don't know. It's like, this is not right. Stargate says good night. I don't know if she's saying good night to Janine or to all of us. Laura, and Grace says, Laura, so you moved from all red to all air. Yeah. Laura, you moved it air to red. I think I would stay with red. And see, I missed another stitch. I did some frogging. I did some budging tonight on this piece. It's going to look marvelous, this red color and one pink strand. And Janine, or not Janine, Laura did all red and air stitching tonight. So do you think, Laura, do you think all of them, well, I guess that's the only ball on there. Because to me, I feel like that it doesn't look like there's air stitching in there, but I guess there is. Yeah, Starring Laser is saying goodnight to Janine. Okay. Okay, I just realized what is happening. I don't know if you can hear So my daughter's, I know I've said that earlier, but I'm just going to say it again because I don't want anyone to be like, there's a lot of background noises, but my daughter's room is above me and she's probably getting ready for bed. So she's moving around, probably, you know, getting her pajamas on or whatever. And unfortunately, when you move around on our upstairs floor, it makes crackling noises. So that's the downfall of stitching in here. So I can either choose to stitch in my craft room or in the living room. In the living room, you wouldn't hear anything because there's no bedrooms above it. But then my boyfriend has to hear me talking. So, I don't know. We're just going to keep it in this craft room. Laura says, yep, Grace, the blue was a little nice, laughing out loud, then air. Yeah, I think there is, there is some air stitching by that ball too. Like blue, yeah, I see it now. Okay, I have one, two, three, four more stitches. And I think, because I am the type of person that, I like even numbers. Like last night I didn't do an even number because that pattern isn't really blocky. It just, it's the way it's laid out. So I try not, I shouldn't say I try. I do try my hardest to make sure my blocks are all filled before I go to bed because I like the even number. But I know has been times where I stopped in the middle of the block because I was too tired and I didn't want to go anymore on stitching. So here's my last stitch I'll probably do. And does anyone want to guess how many stitches I did tonight? I bet you can all guess the correct amount of stitches I did. And then I'm going to park this one over here. I didn't hear anything, but you all is good. Not sure what she didn't hear. I didn't hear it. Tina, what? I'm not sure what you guys did not hear. And then Tina, or Captain Squirrel. Hello, Captain Squirrel. We're probably going to be getting off here in a minute. Thank you for joining. Grace says, so where will you stitch next? So this is my diagonal. So I'll stitch here. And then I'll go back up and stitch this row that'll be 4 rows. Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do another diagonal and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll stop and then I'll start going this way, but diagonal. Do you see what I'm saying? This way and then diagonal, but diagonal. So when I watched Chris on Cross Stitch Meadow, I liked how when he was doing a regular diagonal, and I don't really care for a regular I get lost. So I like the 10 by black, but I did like how he stopped at the 3rd row and just was going to do the whole page or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to start doing on mine, because then I don't have this long diagonal to do, and it'll take me forever just to get one diagonal done. So I'm going to 5 rows and then I'll stop. And everyone is guessing I did 200 stitches. Yep. Star, top 200. I win. Star wins. Yep. Star was the first, and then everyone wins tonight. Oh, okay, so you're not hearing the upstairs noise. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. And And if you do, I'm sorry. If you have earphones and you're watching the replay, I do apologize. Unfortunately, there's nothing much I can do, and I'm not going to hold her down until I get done, because we've been on here almost 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours tonight. Almost. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to keep her just still for 3 hours. All right, guys. So tomorrow night I will not be back on live because I have to go do my daughter's hair. And so it looks like if I do lives and it's during the week, it's actually going to have to be 7 Central Time, just because I need to eat and make dinner and get things done after I get off of work. So it looks like my streaming time is going to be 7 o'clock. Now, when it comes to the weekends, I don't know how that's going to work yet. We'll see how that works, and I will just keep you all up to date. Make sure you have your notifications on to know that I'm going live. I did tonight do a schedule one, so I'm hoping to do that like that every time I go live. Solar was in the shower and she's guessing that I stitched 201, and actually I did not stitch 201. I did stitch. Oh, let me get my little screen up here. So I have to fill these colors in before I forget. Oh Lord, what if I didn't do that? Let's take that box off. So here's where I am now. Let's take this, hide this little guy, and we're going to move him here. So that's where I am at. Like, this is how much we've gotten. So Laura was in this ball, I can't point to it. I was going to try to point. See where the ball is? That's where Laura is with the white air stitching she was doing. Okay, and then let's go to, I'm using the wrong thing, and here's my count, and so you can see that I did 200 for today, Tuesday, on my calendar. So right now I am at 500 complete out of 316,550, and I have a 0.15%. Lordy. I'll be here forever. All right, let's see. Let me see. I think everyone's saying goodnight. Thanks for this. Laura says, thanks for the stream, Dawn. You're welcome. Thank you for coming on and stitching with me. Grace says, good night, everyone. Thank you, Dawn. It was fun stitching with everyone. Thank you, Grace. Thanks for the stream. I enjoy. Thanks, Solar Wind. Raju says, great night. Thumbs up. Thank you. And Captain Sorrell says, take care. Take care. All right, guys. Again, I want to thank everyone for hopping on and talking, and all the little thanks for the little things that were sent. Have a good evening. Alyssa says, have a good evening. So, Star says, need to make your share screen bigger. You can't see it. It's small. See, I'm going to have to work on that, because what I'm looking at on my screen, it looks big. So let me see if that helped any. This program is, I'm not going to lie. It's all a work in progress. And actually, a friend of mine is going to come over and show me more. But see, it doesn't. Oh. Yeah. Here, I'll click back on this. Yeah, then it didn't. Oh, there. Maybe that might help. Tina says, good night, everyone. Thanks, Dawn. There you go. It's bigger. Yes, much better. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll just have to play around with it. And so you guys just let me know, and I will just move things, make them bigger if I can. And there, see now, yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you guys Thursday night for the next live stream. I'm sure I will see everyone either on Susan's live stream tomorrow morning. I think she's going live. Or Yogi's. Yogi should be back tomorrow, so we'll see everyone on there too. Much better. Stars is much better. Awesome. Thanks. So, again, thank you so much for hopping on, and we will see you guys all later.